हेलो फ्रेंड्स, टुडे वी लर्न रिगार्डिंग दी कार्डियक पेसमेकर। वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि अगर आपको मेरा ये वीडियो पसंद आए तो इसे लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। Now first we start with the electrical system of the heart. In that SA node, that is sinoatrial node, situated in the upper side of a right atrium near the superior vena cava. From that impulses pass through the atrioventricular node. It is situated near the tricuspid valve and the impulses convey into the right bundle branch and left bundle branch and Purkinje fibers. All the impulses convey in a conduction pathways of a heart. So this is the electrical system of the heart. Now definition of a pacemaker includes: a pacemaker is a small device that's placed under the skin in a chest to help to control a heartbeat. It's used to help heartbeat move regularly if patient have an irregular heartbeat, arrhythmias, particularly a slow one. Then implanting a pacemaker in a patient's chest requires a surgical procedure. Now types of pacemaker includes temporary pacemaker and permanent pacemaker. Now temporary pacemaker, it has the power source outside the body, and types of temporary pacemaker includes transvenous pacemaker, epicardial pacing, transcutaneous pacemaker. In a transvenous pacemaker, leads are threaded transvenously to the chambers and attached to the power source. Then in a epicardial pacing, the pacing leads are attached to the epicardium during a heart surgery. Then in a transcutaneous pacemaker, it is a non-invasive procedure. Power source is attached to large electrodes placed over the anterior and posterior chest wall. Now, permanent pacemaker. It is implanted totally in the body. Power source is implanted subcutaneously, usually over the pectoral muscles on the patient's non-dominant side. In that, three types are there. First one is the single chamber pacemaker, second one is the dual chamber pacemaker, and third one is the biventricular pacemaker. In the first single chamber pacemaker, this type usually carries electrical impulses to the right ventricle of your heart. Then in a second dual chamber pacemaker, it carries electrical impulses to the right ventricle and the right atrium of your heart to help control the timings of contraction between the two chambers. Now in a third biventricular pacemaker, it is also called the cardiac resynchronization therapy, is for a people with a heart failure with a abnormal electrical systems. This type of pacemaker stimulates the lower chambers of the heart, the right and the left ventricles, to make the heartbeat more efficiently. Now, what is cardiac resynchronization therapy? Okay, it is a device called a biventricular pacemaker, also called a cardiac resynchronization device, that sends the electrical signals to both lower chambers of your heart, that is the ventricles. It includes the right ventricles and the left ventricles. The signals triggers your ventricles to contract in a more coordinated way, which improves the pumping of blood out of your heart. Sometimes the device also contains an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, that is the ICD, which can deliver an electrical shock to reset your heartbeat if your heart rhythm becomes dangerously erratic. Now, indications for a pacemaker insertion includes the bradycardia, sinus bradycardia and arrest, then sick sinus syndrome, heart blocks, tachydysrhythmias, then support a cardiac output after cardiac surgery, then diagnostic studies, and for electrophysiological studies and for the heart failure. Why it's done? Pacemakers are implanted to help control your heartbeat. They can be implanted temporarily to treat a slow heartbeat after a heart attack, surgery, or medication overdose. Otherwise, they can be implanted permanently to correct a slow or irregular heartbeat, or in some people to help treat the heart failure. Now, parts of pacemaker includes: an implanted electronic pacemaker mimics the action of your natural electrical system. A pacemaker comprises two parts: pulse generator and leads, that is electrodes. In a pulse generator, the small metal container houses a battery and the electrical circuitry that regulates the rate of electrical pulses sent to your heart. Then leads, that is electrodes, 1 to 3 flexible insulated wires are each placed in a chamber or chambers of your heart and deliver the electrical pulses to adjust the heart rate. इस फिगर में आप लोग देख सकते हैं कि पार्ट्स ऑफ अ पेस मेकर इन दैट पल्स जनरेटर then pacing leads are flexible wires. It comes into the right atrium and from that up to the right ventricle. जहाँ तक कंडक्शन पाथवे होता है वहाँ तक वो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी में वायर पहुँच पाता है. Now complications of a pacemaker insertion. Complications from surgery to implant your pacemaker are uncommon but could include infection where the pacemaker was implanted, then allergic reaction to the dye or anesthesia used during the procedure, then swelling, bruising or bleeding at the generator site, especially if you take blood thinners, then damage to your blood vessels or nerves near the pacemaker, then collapsed lungs. Now, assessment and test done before pacemaker insertion. Before the doctor decides if you need a pacemaker, you will have several tests done to find the cause of your irregular heartbeat. This could include the echocardiogram. Echocardiogram is a non-invasive test, uses a harmless sound waves that allow your doctor to see the action of your heart. A small instrument called a transducer is placed on your chest. It transmits the collected sound waves, that is echoes, from your heart to a machine that uses the sound wave patterns to compose images of your beating heart on a monitor. Now, other is the ECG, electrocardiogram. In this non-invasive test, sensor pads with wires attached called the electrodes are placed on your chest and sometimes your limbs to measure your heart's electrical impulses. Then other one is the Holter monitoring. This is a portable version of an ECG. It's especially useful in diagnosing rhythm disturbances that occur at unpredictable times. You wear the monitor and it records information about the electrical activity of your heart. As you go about your normal activities for a day or two, some personal devices such as the smartwatch offer a electrocardiogram monitoring. Ask your doctor if this is an option for you. Now, stress test. Some heart problems occur only during exercise. For a stress test, an ECG is taken before and immediately after walking on a treadmill or riding a stationary bike. In some cases, an echocardiogram or nuclear imaging are also done. Now, care before the procedure includes you will likely be awake during the surgery to implant the pacemaker, which typically takes a few hours. You will have an intravenous line placed through which you might receive a medication to help you relax. Then most pacemaker implantations are done using the local anesthesia to numb the area of a incision. Then your chest is cleaned with a special soap. Now, care during the procedure includes one or more flexible insulated wires are inserted into a major vein under or near your collarbone and guided to your heart using the X-ray images. One end of each wire is secured to the appropriate position in your heart, while the other end is attached to the pulse generator, which is usually implanted under the skin beneath your collarbone. Now, care after the procedure includes you will likely stay in the hospital for a day after having a pacemaker implanted. Your pacemaker will be programmed to fit your pacing needs. Arrange to have someone drive you home when you are discharged. Then most pacemakers can be checked remotely. Your pacemaker transmits to and receives information from your doctor's office also, including your heart rate and rhythm, how your pacemaker is functioning and its remaining battery life. Then other is the your doctor might recommend that you avoid vigorous exercise or heavy lifting for about a month. Avoid putting pressure on the area where the pacemaker was implanted. Then if you have pain in that area, ask your doctor about taking over the counter medicines such as acetaminophen or ibuprofen. Now, special precautions after the pacemaker implantation, in that it's unlikely that your pacemaker will stop working properly because of electrical interference. Still, you will need to take a few precautions. For the cell phones, it's safe to talk on a cell phone, but keep your cell phone at least 6 inches 15 centimeters away from your pacemaker. Don't keep your phone in a shirt pocket when talking on phone. Hold it to the ear opposite the side where your pacemaker was implanted. Then, security systems passing through an airport metal detector will not interfere with your pacemaker, although the metal in it could sound the alarm, but avoid lingering near or leaning against a metal detection system. To avoid potential problems, carry an ID card stating that you have a pacemaker. Then medical equipment, make sure all your doctors and dentists know you have a pacemaker. Certain medical procedures such as the magnetic resonance imaging, that is MRI, then CT scan, cancer radiation treatment, electrocautery to control bleeding during surgery, and shockwave lithotripsy to break up large kidney stones or gallstones could interfere with your pacemaker. Then power generating equipments, stand at least 2 feet, that is 61 centimeters, from welding equipments, high voltage transformers or motor generator systems. If you work around such equipment, ask your doctor about arranging a test in your workplace to determine whether the equipment affects your pacemaker. Then devices that are unlikely to interfere with your pacemaker includes the microwave ovens, televisions and remote controls, radios, toasters, electric blankets, then electric shavers and electric drills. So these all are the precautionary measures after pacemaker insertions. Now we will see the results after pacemaker includes having a pacemaker should improve symptoms caused by slow heartbeat such as fatigue, lightheadedness and fainting. Your doctor should check your pacemaker every 3 to 6 months. Tell your doctor if you gain weight, if your legs or ankles get puffy, or if you faint or get dizzy. Then your pacemaker's battery should last 5 to 15 years. When the battery wears out, you will need surgery to replace it. The procedure to change your pacemaker's battery is often quicker and requires less recovery time than the procedure to implant your pacemaker. Because most of today's pacemakers automatically adjust your heart rate to match your level of physical activity, they can allow you to resume a more active lifestyle. Now, pacemakers and end of life issues. If you have a pacemaker and become terminally ill with a condition unrelated to your heart, such as the cancer, it's possible that your pacemaker could prolong your life. Doctors and researchers vary in their opinions about the turning of a pacemaker in end of life situations. थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, टुडे वी लर्न रिगार्डिंग दी कार्डियक पेसमेकर. अगर आपका कोई सजेशन हो या कमेंट हो तो प्लीज़ कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट करना ना भूलें.